This video is going to cover two instances of bot accounts I've found playing on the official Valve servers. I'm not sure if these bots were made with the intentions of idle circumvention, or if they were inspired by the nature of cat bots. What I do know for certain is that these are popping up more frequently, and a majority of the people in these servers never seem to notice that a bot is on their team. This first bot is relatively primitive in nature compared to the second bot, but both manage to fool people pretty well. What makes the second bot stand out more compared to the previous bot is its heightened aggressive nature and a chat functionality I didn't know it had until I was placed on its team. Although both of the bots were short of the obnoxiousness that the cat bots were, I could tell there were some cheat-like tendencies due to bugs, or perhaps as an intended but low-in-frequency feature. Despite the seemingly harmless nature of a bot playing alongside players that isn't set to vaporize anything outside of the enemy spawn, I strongly believe this will have an increasingly negative impact on the game.
Dude, the scout? Is the aimbot in?
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Even though I referred to the first bot as a more primitive version, it showed a more diverse class selection and would attempt to rotate between hugging the cabinets in spawn and actually venturing out into the center of the map. Regardless of their nature though, I found it frustrating at times that entire servers would remain unaware of these bots, making the process of getting them removed much more difficult. Compared to the second bot, the first bot was probably designed with a focus on idling and keeping its appearance minimal, so as to avoid getting kicked. I can't say the same about the second bot though. I think it's worth noting that at one point there was an officially recognized bot account being developed for and was actively used on the Nemo's Stomping Ground server. Does the name Brutus ring a bell? If you're interested, I've put a link to that Steam group in the description below. Although the servers for this community have gone dark since 2017, the bot accounts are still visible in the list of administrators. Brutus was a pretty entertaining bot to have in the server, and at the time I didn't really think too much of it. But it has occurred to me that the item farming is still doable, and if these bots become readily available to everyone, things could get nasty real fast. The second bot is a bit more problematic. The 3 additional times I saw the bot in different servers after recording this initial footage, it only ever played Scout, but was actively seeking people to kill. For people playing Spy, it would get obnoxious rather quickly, as it doesn't care about disguises and will try to bump into you when you are cloaked. The real thorn in the side though was what it does to help prevent itself from getting kicked. After alerting the other team several times through chat, I never got a response. The lack of a response had me annoyed initially, as I didn't think of the possibility it would be clearing chat using the team chat instead of alt chat. And because my complaints were going unnoticed by the enemy team, someone on my own thought it'd be a good idea to chime in, making me question whether or not this was worth my time. After getting put on the same team, I immediately discovered it was clearing the chat using team chat. Zinger words that anyone typed regardless of what team typed it would cause the bot to clear chat. Words like bot, cheating, kick, vote, or anything in the bot's name would trigger it to clear chat. I found this particular functionality to be rather obnoxious, as it would inadvertently turn the chat into a ghost town if someone happened to use a zinger word. The bot would also change its name when it changed servers. While this might appear harmless, I do not think this should be allowed in official Valve servers. The economy is still vulnerable to idle farms using these bots, and the day we see more capable cat bots is probably not too far off. This certainly makes for an interesting social experiment though. At what point would players in the server start to notice everyone around them is actually a bot?